All right, good morning at the jails. Can you hear me in Bradford County?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what about Baker?
Yes, sir.
So Bradford, I know we have 3 first appearances this morning. I only see 2 individuals in the room there. Is Miss Vergara in the room?
She is in a holding cell, Your Honor, at the moment to keep them separated.
Okay, we need to bring her in the room, please.
Hey, Steve. Okay, yes, Your Honor.
All right. And so while we're doing this, I know we've got quite a few folks on Zoom this morning. Good morning, everybody. My name's Tatum Davis. I'm the county judge here in Bradford County. You folks are certainly welcome to be here. What I am going to ask you to do, because I'm already getting a little bit of background noise, is to ask everybody to put their device on mute. That way I can hear the jail and the jail can hear me clearly. Thank you all very much. And jail staff, just let me know when Ms. Vergara is present. All right, very well. Well, good morning, everybody. My name's Tatum Davis. I'm the county judge here in Bradford County. This is your first appearance. That means you all have the right to remain silent. Anything you say this morning could be used against you, so please be very mindful and cognizant of that, and whether you say anything at all. You have the right to an attorney as well this morning, and if you cannot afford one, I'll be glad to appoint one to help you at no immediate cost. You additionally have the right to visit with that lawyer, as well as any family or friends of which you choose to do so, except for anybody or any place I may exclude pursuant to the first appearance order this morning. The process will follow is I'll call you to the podium by name. I'll advise you of the charge or charges against you. I'll inquire as to your ability to hire your own lawyer, or if you would like me to appoint a court-appointed counsel to help you. I'll make a probable cause determination. If I do find probable cause, then I will set conditions of bail or release that I may deem necessary. So please make sure you understand those conditions fully. Leave no doubt in your mind as to what they are, because if you're found in violation of any of them, it could result in your bail or release status being revoked and you being taken back into custody. Before we begin this morning, I'm going to ask everybody at the respective jails to please stand and raise your right hands to be sworn.
Stand up.
You swear affirmative testimony to give me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you, folks. You all may be seated. Ms. Vergara, ma'am, you may step up to the podium. Good morning, ma'am. I'm doing all right, all things considered, ma'am. You're before the court this morning on allegations of a public order crime as the accessory after the fact to a attempted murder charge, second-degree felony. Can you afford your own lawyer on these charges?
No, I cannot.
Would you like me to appoint one to help you?
Huh?
Would you like me to appoint a lawyer to help you?
Yes.
I appoint the public defender. I find probable cause this morning to support your arrest. Ms. Vergara, while this case is pending, ma'am, you're going to have no contact with your co-defendant, Mr. Muhammad, there in the room with you, ma'am. If you are able to post bail, I'm directing you to be fitted with a GPS monitor prior to your release. You've just been provided a copy of the standing no contact order, which details what will be expected of you as it relates to that no contact provision. So, Ms. Vergara, in reviewing your address certification form, I do not see a city or a state from where you reside. Where are you from, ma'am?
I'm from Florida.
You're from Florida? What part?
Jacksonville.
So you're from the area. Do you have any family here, ma'am?
My mother.
Your mother's in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Ms. Vergara, based upon the nature and circumstances of the charge, as well as really a lack of ties to Bradford County, I do find you present a flight risk and feel a substantial bond is warranted. Ma'am, I'm going to establish bail this morning in $500,000. Thank you. You may step back. Mr. Muhammad? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Muhammad, you were one out of the state of New York for attempted murder, sir. I find probable cause relying on the issuing court's determination of probable cause. You're going to be held without bail until further order of court. Mr. Muhammad, as relates to the underlying charge, I'm not going to appoint a lawyer this morning to help you because this charge originates not only out of the 8th Judicial Circuit here in Florida, but out of the state as well. You have a right this morning, Mr. Muhammad, in a decision to make as relates to extradition. You have a right to force what's called a formal extradition. Generally speaking, a formal extradition is a process by which the state of New York obtains permission from the state of Florida to come down and transport you back to New York to answer these charges. Generally speaking, it's not whether you are guilty or not guilty of the underlying offense. It's simply whether you're the correct Farrakhan Muhammad they are looking for. If you would like me to appoint a lawyer for those purposes to force a formal extradition, I'll be glad to appoint a public defender at this point to help you if you cannot afford your own lawyer. On the other hand, Mr. Muhammad, you also have a right to waive that formal extradition process and go and answer these charges voluntarily. However, you would be held here in jail until the authorities from New York can come down and transport you back to New York to answer those charges. I'm also glad, Mr. Muhammad, to pass your case a few days to give you a chance to consult with counsel as relates to your extradition rights. How would you like to proceed this morning as relates to extradition, sir?
Your Honor, if I may.
Sure, Ms. Ward.
Just because I wasn't provided a copy of the warrant, is there a bond on the warrant?
It's a no bail. It's a no bail endorsement on the teletype, yes.
Okay. Is that? We'll explore that in a moment. I would ask the court to consider appointing us so that we can discuss extradition with Mr. Muhammad.
Okay, let me hear from Mr. Muhammad first. Mr. Muhammad, how do you want me to proceed? Would you like me to appoint a lawyer this morning to help you to discuss the extradition process?
Yes.
Very well. I'll be glad to appoint a lawyer to discuss the extradition process with you. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Ms. Ward, do you want me to set him for sometime next week to come back up, revisit extradition?
Yes, sir. I think it might be helpful to set him on Thursday so he comes back here.
So next Thursday?
Yes.
Very well. So, Mr. Muhammad, I'm going to pass your case over to next Thursday, which will be May 20th at 10 a.m. Of course, Ms. Ward, if you or somebody from your office talk to Mr. Muhammad, he wants to be moved up, I'm certainly glad to accommodate you. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Your lawyer will be out to see you soon, sir.